I notice that people always seem to have a very hard time taking responsibility for their actions, which is always a difficult thing to do. But although that may be difficult, the fact of the matter is, you have to be able to do that so you don't take the easy way out, which is blaming someone else or the source. And I've heard this rhetoric from time and time again. People would blame the gun. Many Americans blame the gun, for example, when it comes to mass shooting, uh, and which is a very ridiculous thing to say. And this is a very cliche rhetoric that no one's really believing anymore. What's funny is that people say that oh, because of these mass shootings, we must get rid of guns because guns are the blame for deaths. Last I checked, people kill people, not objects or weapons. You can use anything as a weapon, even if it's a 2,000-page hardcover textbook. That's strong enough to actually kill someone. I didn't believe it at first, but it turns out that it's true. Second point, here is the most redundant rhetoric that I have heard for so many years. Oh, religion has been the cause of death for 5,000 years. Well, in that case, I can honestly say that fighting for your country is just as bad as religion, because patriotism and pride in your religion have one thing in particular. They share one thing in common. You are proud of what you practice, and you're proud of something that you are a part of. If it's your country, that's what you are a part of, especially if you were born in a country of your own. And especially when it comes to religion, if it's something that you are proud of and you are passionate about, then that's called pride right there. Being proud of your religious faith, having pride in your faith, and having patriotism aren't that different from each other if you really think about it. So if people say that religion has been the cause of people's death throughout humanity for 5,000 years, let's just say for argument's sake that's true. Um, don't you think that being patriotic is just as bad? I can argue and say that's just as bad because I don't really see much of a difference between the two. Another thing I'd like to point out is that in order for you to move on and be stronger and learn in your life, you must learn to take responsibility for your own actions. You can't keep blaming the source, or can't keep blaming the other person, when the real flaw is within you, not within a religion, not within a gun, not within some other object, not from some other people or some other person. It's you that should be the blame, meaning that you have to learn to take responsibility for your own actions. The hard part is to accept the fact that you made the error or the mistake. The easy part is to blame, because it's easier to hide your pain than face it. So with that being said, I'm not gonna assume that religion has been the cause of death for 5,000 years. It's not the religion that caused death, it's the people. You see, let me give you another analogy, and this is going to be very understandable. Okay, let's say I had a car that was in great shape. It's supposed to break down after 25 years. If I bought that car and it broke down within 1 month, do I go blame the automobile manufacturer? No, I should be the one to blame because I didn't take good care of it. And I abused it and I beat it up. And I turned the car that was supposed to last me 25 years without breaking down once, and I ruined it within 30 days just because of the fact that I beat it up and turned it into a bucket. So when it comes to religion, and many people to many people around the world, this is the vehicle that's supposed to save them in their life. It's a medicine that's supposed to relieve them, not when it comes to their illness, but when it comes to cleansing the soul. And that's their belief, and they're entitled to believe that. So blaming a car for breaking down in a month that's supposed to last you over 20 years, it's the same as blaming the manufacturer of a car that you destroyed yourself. It's the same thing as this, blaming religion for being the cause of death throughout humanity. Last I checked, I actually heard that it was really government that was the death of humanity. That has been the number one death throughout history, has always been government, also known as democide. So that's what I heard, and that actually seems to make more sense. But when it comes to religion, you can't blame religion for it. Last I checked, and I'm going to say this once and I'll say it again, people kill people, not religion, not baseball bats, not knives, but people do it. You can use anything as a weapon. You can use a chair as a weapon and smash it over someone's face. But you don't blame the chair for killing someone now, do you? No, you have to blame the person. Okay, well, you know, I can use anything, really. I can use, if someone used a knife to commit murder, who is the blame here? The knife or the person? Oh, and let's not forget, you can use your hands to strangle someone to death, but you don't blame the person's hands because he had control of over his hands. So, if anything, people are always at fault when they commit murder, cause mass murders, deaths, casualties, war, propaganda, and lies. So who's to say that religion is the blame? This blame game needs to stop until humanity finally wakes up and realizes that blaming other sources is not the answer. The answer is you look towards yourself and acknowledge that you have to take responsibility for your own actions. This is the reality that people won't wake up to for another 100 years.